I think it was in Dailies. We were looking at the final render version of the scene, and you know, Pete, and I forget what the first line was.
I remember.
What was the first line?
It was Joss Whedon wrote it. It's a very funny line. Buzz says, or Woody says, "Ah, Buzz, you're flying," and he says, "Well, technically it's gliding, but let's not spoil the moment."
Yeah. Right. Just fun. And so it was funny, right? And then Pete, as we were walking out of the screening room, Pete goes, "You know what he should have said? He should have said, this isn't flying, it's falling with style."
Which was Woody's earlier line.
Which was Woody's line earlier on. And I looked at Pete and was like, all right, we're changing it. We got to do that. We got to put it back but it's part of, I call it weaving, in the sense that you want to take little moments from the beginning of the film, and it's like that's a perfect classic example of how a character has grown, because now he's using this self-deprecating thing that was a criticism of him, but it's like
compliment now, yeah.
But it works so well, you know, and it's that thing where you do. Everything in the beginning of a Pixar film is all set up for something later on. But one of the things we work so hard is none of it feels like a setup. It's all just there. But later on, when you know, all the things that you need in the logic of the story, the personality of the character, the plot line, all that stuff, in the end of the second act and in the third act, you know, all that's there because of all the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes of the film and all the setup. And so, even as Andrew said, the last 90%, you know, the last 10%, after you're 90% finished, it's like you're still doing this little tweaking. You change a line here, you adjust something there, you kind of go back and forth, you know. And
you're often changing the front at the last minute, because once you know the punchline to your joke, and you really realize that's the best punchline, you realize how you should have set up the joke, and you don't usually get that kind of intelligence until you really know the punchline. And so you have to be willing to go back and tweak things in the front, so you really are setting up the joke really, really well.
I always encourage each of the productions that the end of the film and the beginning of the film are the two sequences you put in production last. Because on Toy Story, the sequence, we call it the staff meeting, where Woody gathers all the toys in Andy's room, beginning, and he's tried to just he tells them that Andy's birthday party has been moved to today. You know how he does that. And we redid that sequence 3 times, and it was like it was finished. And we went back because as we got, as Andrew says, later on in the film, we need to do that here. We need to do that. And that taught me to say, you know what, even though something may be working, just hold off on it, because you know it will change.
Yes.